Hello and welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to show you how to make a tree guard, a quick and cheap and easy tree guard using cardboard and some string. Again, so what you're going to need for this project, and some of these items are completely up to you, as you'll see later in the video. You may be able to get away with using less items that I'm actually using. A small drill, some string, drill bits, pair of scissors, a knife, some tape, and also some masking tape, and more importantly, a cardboard box. My first job is to take away this existing tape, which is not biodegradable, and the whole point of doing this for me is I want a biodegradable tree guard that will last enough time in the garden for the tree to grow up and not require a guard anymore, and also for the box to last, the tree guard rather, to last a similar time. So this is still a little bit of an experiment. I've got some in the garden now that have been there for about 3 months and they're still holding up quite well. I made those without string and I used tape. Now a couple of them, and when I say I use tape, this tape I've got here is 100% biodegradable cornstarch tape. 90% of them are fine, but there's a couple where the tape has come undone. So that could be just my bad and I haven't put enough tape on, or it just could be bad luck. But we've had a very wet season as well. So it's really putting them to the test. It's hot, humid, and wet. So if they last this summer, then I think it's a good thing. But I'm going to try these ones with string because it's no tape. It's quite expensive, that tape, and I'm not really a fan of using any tape, to be honest, unless I absolutely have to. So let's get rid of this tape and any sort of non-biodegradable parts, if we can get those off. Sometimes it's easier just to put these things in the garden for a little bit and let moisture do its job and come back and peel stickers like this off later when it's damp, and they will just come off very, very easily. Let's check the other side. Yeah, there's some more here. That's a bit of a pain to get off. This one, it's just going to come into a million parts. So let's just leave that one and we'll pull it off on when I'm inspecting the plants in the garden at a later time. I've got a piece of foam underneath here and also a bit of sacrificial timber as well. The foam is so if we drill through the cardboard, it goes into the foam. It's easy on the drill bit. Before I used just the wood and you'd go through the cardboard and then you'd have to kind of drill into the wood, and it took a lot of battery, it took a lot of effort, and it took a lot of time. So now I have some sacrificial cardboard here on top of this foam, and we'll just put that cardboard on the top. Okay, the first job is you find a nice quality cardboard box that's quite stiff, and we're just going to cut it like so into segments of 3 so we can make a triangle shape. Now what you're going to find with most boxes that are rectangle and not square is that you're going to have 2 sides longer than the other. Now it's up to you. You could just keep that and have quite a tall tree guard, but that's also going to require quite a tall plant to go in there. So if you're planting out saplings, which is what I'm doing, I'm going to make them quite short like this. And these are approximately 32 centimeters, so that's fine. So I'm just going to make all these the same size. So I'll just use this small one as a guide and just very roughly cut it with a knife. Does not have to be perfect for what I'm doing. Once we put it on the ground, we'll level it out. To make life easier, I'm going to tape these down before I drill them. Now, you don't have to drill holes in these, but what I've sort of worked out is that if you don't, it's going to limit airflow, which I think is the biggest factor in this, and it's going to limit light. I don't think light is such a big deal with babies, with saplings, because in their natural environment they grow around their parents, which are big trees, and their parents stop a lot of light coming through, so they have to reach tall and grow into the sky to find light, which makes them grow nice and straight. And yeah, I think that's, I don't think light's a big thing. I think that, and when I've looked at these in my garden, there's plenty of light getting down from the top at this time of year, which is summer, and the sun is at its highest. But I think air is a big issue in this, because I've grown lots of plants in greenhouses over the years, and if there is not good airflow, they do get really weak stems, and then when you put them outside to harden off, they can snap very easily. So I think that's probably a bigger idea, a more important factor, should I say. I'm just going to tape this down just to keep these together. Now you could stack 4, 5, 6, as long as your drill bit is really. Make that one short. Now I've done some experiments using a variety of bits, which I will magically stick in this video right now, a little montage of me trying all the different items. So you'll see with the hole saw that it makes a really nice hole, but the cardboard backs up in here, and it's quite painstaking to get out. This is a spade bit. This one is very blunt, by the way, and it rips quite a hole, and you also have to keep cleaning it off. This is a wood bit. I forget what these are actually called, but you'll find them in any hardware store. Once you go into large diameter wood drill bits, they start going into this sort of shape, which is kind of like, it's kind of a cross between the spade and a normal drill bit, or there's just the biggest regular drill bit that I have. And if you're a beginner, I would recommend just doing that, but you're going to have to drill more holes with that, obviously. So today I'm going to use that. It doesn't make the world's most perfect hole, but it'll do, and it's the quickest, I think, and easiest to clean. Now I have a variety of drills. I have several other ones as well, and I'll try this little one first, but you'll sort of find that it can be an awful strain on a battery for a little. This is a very small battery, it's only 10 volts. That's 18 volts, so it's nearly twice the size, and also the battery is actually physically much bigger and holds a lot more power. But we'll try with that little one first because it's much lighter and much nicer to work with. This is really heavy. This is actually a couple of kilos, and it feels like you're lifting weights with this thing. This weighs next to nothing, and it's a really lovely little drill. Okay, so we're just going to put as many holes as we want, top and bottom. I'll stay away from the hinge because it's, you know, it could turn into a weak spot and these things could fall apart. So let's go, and I'll probably just put this on like fast forward because it actually does take quite a while. I'm already bored of this drill, it's too slow. If that's all you've got, then that's what you're going to have to use, I'm afraid. One thing I forgot to do that would make life a lot easier is, so you know how far you need to drill, which is to the bottom of your workpiece, to there, not to there, but to there on this drill bit. Mark it off. And I don't know how well it's going to work on this style of drill bit, but on a normal drill bit it works perfectly, just to put a piece of masking tape across that. We'll see. But yeah, on a regular drill bit like that, this is a really easy trick to mark off your depth gauge that you can see when it's spinning. We'll see. Let's face these out so we don't have the print, etc. But no particular reason. And just take a generous amount of string. The reason I had the tape here actually was so you could maybe just grab a little bit and just stick it on like that to help you get started. Okay, let's try again. Generous amount of string, one short end, double knot. Done. Snip, one in the middle. Probably a bit short there. Could probably just drill another hole there. I'll use the other drill while I've got it up. Probably missing a couple there anyway. Save me cutting another piece of string. This string, by the way, is jute or hessian, so it's 100% biodegradable, just like everything else in this. And as I said, even that tape. But we don't need it. But we can chuck it in the garden. That's it, it's done. Easy as. Let's go plant a tree. Now here is one that I made earlier with tape. And as you can see, the tape has popped off. I can come through and fix it. It's fine. Or I can just replace it with one of these. There's another one that's totally okay. Another one up there that's okay. This is hanging on. This is hanging on. I don't know how long those will last. There's one that's popped open. I tend to leave bits of cardboard down here so I can use them for tree planting. You'll find big sheets all around the place. We're on quite steep ground here. It's not good for much other than planting trees. First thing we need to do is clear enough area for the whole tree guard. And as you can see, we're on a hill. It's quite tippy. So the first thing we need to do is we need to level a little area and make like a well. so that sits. So that sits nice and flat. And what we're going to do is just to give the tree a bit of a chance. In here we've got pretty bad weed problems in here. It's called Madeira vine. It will kill trees very quickly by wrapping itself around. So start almost getting on control there, almost. As soon as we get chickies, this is edible by the way, so it's one way of controlling it, but it just grows so much. Okay, and it has these sort of potato type roots that are very, very hard to kill. I just tend to hang them in other plants until they dry and die. Okay, anyway, let's get back on point. To give it a little bit of a chance, we're just gonna put cardboard down. So first thing to do is cut a star shape in the middle where the tree will go. You can poke that through. Let's get a hole for it. Probably a little bit too big, but it's okay. We'll just do something like that. Another way actually is to cut like that into your cardboard, open it and close it around. Put the tree inside. I'm going to put that flat bit at the back on the hill to give it the most stability. Now, because that cardboard is there, it's going to make it quite hard to push these sticks through. If you do this in the rain, it makes it a lot easier. We'll try. Oh, that went through. It's very stony, this soil. But if it doesn't go through, what I just do is mark the point where the tree's going to go, where the stick's going to go. I'm using this serrated harvesting knife. You can get these from forestrytools.com.au, made by Barnell. Come serrated and non-serrated. I prefer the serration because you can do light pruning and a lot of different jobs with it. And when it starts to get blunt, you can just sharpen it and you'll remove the serration over time. You get the one without serration, you just start at that point. So let's do that. Now we just put the stick in the hole. I think I missed that hole. Yeah. And I can feel a stone right there. And there we go. Onto a stone. And there you go. You have it. One tree. Beautifully planted. And we can just mulch around that quickly with some chop and drop mulch material that I have. Ooh, I don't know. Everywhere. Let's do that and we'll call it a wrap. And we're done. I would water that if I was you, but it's going to rain in about an hour, so I'm not going to bother. If you like this video and would like to see lots of other gardening videos and appropriate technology videos, please feel free rather to like and subscribe, and thank you very much for taking the time to watch my video. I am Dan rather, and I wish you a good day.